Hello everyone and welcome back again to another video. So today we are going to do round 2 of Starlink testing, and yeah, we're going to keep it a lot closer to home. We're going to use 5-kilometer increments and see how far we can actually go using Starlink in a different location. So we are here in our first location, which is roughly 5 kilometers away from my house, the way the crow flies. And I got Dishy McFlatface set up there. And yeah, we just need to hook it up again. And hookup is the same as it has always been. So the hookup is still very simple as usual. So plug it in right there in the power brick in the center. White cable for the router on the white side, and the gray cable from the dish on the gray side. And now we just wait. This one is blinking, so it is searching, and let's see how quickly it actually responds. So there we have it. The dish has reoriented itself, so now we should have internet connectivity, and let's see how fast it actually is. So as you can see on the bottom, we are connected to Starlink, and let's see what the speed is. 38 milliseconds for latency. Briefly touched 300 megabits per second. It's going to end around 260, and the upload speed is going to end up around 30, I think. Well, it's dropping a little bit now. So 259 download, 28.6 upload, and a ping of 38 milliseconds. Now let's give that a second try to get consistent data. 36 milliseconds. A little bit slower on the download with 219 megabits. But a faster upload, which is ending up at 34.3. So yeah, we get over 200 megabits and we get roughly on average 30 megabits upload, which is not bad. Alright, that was definitely a good test with some really good speeds from the Starlink internet. Now let's move on to the next point, which is roughly 5 kilometers further from my house, and see if we still get the same connection speeds and if we still can get a connection after all. Right, location number 2. So I set the dish up, I connected it just now, and if my calculations are correct, the dish is going to point straight behind me, more or less, which is the north-northeast direction, which is the same direction that I had on the previous run, and it's the same direction that the dish is oriented in at my house also. So yeah, we'll wait for another minute and then it will reorient itself, and hopefully we still get some decent internet speeds here. Alright, so we are once more connected to Starlink, and let's see how quick the internet is 10 kilometers from my house. There was a quick ping of 31 milliseconds. Upload is a little less at the moment, but we'll do it a second time as well to get some consistent data. 192 megabits per second. Started the download. Upload is climbing. To 35 exactly. So ping speed 31, download 192, upload 35. Now let's do that a second time. So here we go. 38 milliseconds, so it's still below 40. Speeds are a little bit slower, it seems. So indeed a 190 megabits for download. Not so fast for the upload at the moment. I don't know what's going on here, but I usually don't have any issues with the upload speed. So let's try that one more time to be absolutely sure. 34, so that's a consistent ping speed. The download speed also seems to be pretty consistent at 192, 193 now. And the upload is climbing again, so it was a little bit of a glitch. Roughly about 25 megabits per second. Now the download speed is a little bit less than it was at 250 ish before. Now I'm only at 180, 190. Could be the location. There are a few trees here. There's like a pole behind me, which is an iron pole, and some trees, but the dish is pointing above those trees, so it shouldn't really matter. But anyway, so that's the 10 kilometer mark. Let's see if we can get to the 15 kilometer mark and we still get some decent speeds there. Alright, location number 3. We are now roughly 16 kilometers or 10 miles away from my home, the way the crow flies. So I just booted up Starlink again. We'll see how quickly it reacts to reorient itself, and then we'll do another speed test to see if we have a connection in the first place, but also to see how fast that connection actually is. Now apparently in this location I accidentally put the satellite directly in the correct position, which is again pointing north-northeast, which is the same as at my house. Which is kind of funny because the satellites are all over the place, and I would expect on the one hand to maybe get some directional changes depending on how good the signal is in a certain direction. But it could also be, of course, that you are assigned a specific satellite track that you will always be pointing to. Otherwise the dish would of course constantly start to move, and that would wear out motors, while it is maybe not even necessary to get to that really good signal. But we have a good signal right now. The router is saying we are connected, so let's find out how quick it is here. Alright, so let's give it another go. At the bottom you see we are connected to Starlink, because that's our provider right now, and we get 39 milliseconds, so it's still below 40. Going really strong here, 260. 267 download. What is the upload going to do? It started out great, but it's dropping now rapidly. Wow, that's not good for upload speeds. Alright, so 267 down, 998 up, and a ping speed of 39 milliseconds. Let's do that again. Let's see if we get the same results. 43 ping speed. The download is again hovering around 200 mark. Going up slightly to 216. Oh, and now the upload is like, wow, 50, over 50. I saw briefly a little over 50, which is faster than what my home network can actually deliver. But settling at 38.8. We managed to get to 10 miles or 16 kilometers. Let's see if we can add another 5 kilometers and find out if we still have internet speeds there. So one more test to do. We are about between 19 and 20 kilometers away from my home. I just booted the Starlink dish, so now we wait until it hopefully reorients itself. It should be more or less in that direction that it is going instead of where it is aimed now. But yeah, we'll see if we still get an internet signal here. Alright, so we do have a signal. We are on Starlink, and let's see what speeds we are getting here in this location. The ping is a little bit longer. Speeds are going up. About 170, 180, 190. Yeah, about 190. And the upload speed is going to be around 27, I guess, if it stays stable. Yeah. So that is a 47 millisecond ping, 192 download, 27.4. And for good habit, we'll do that again. Ping speed of 46, so that is constant. We're getting higher speeds this time, 250, 260, 265, 267, 268 download, and the upload is creeping up slowly, but hanging around 20 megabits download. So 46 ping, 268 down, 20 up, which is plenty for an internet connection. Right, the last test for today. We are here now at about 25 kilometers away from my house, and I'm not expecting it to function anymore, but we'll see if it still orients, because the first time when I did the test it was roughly 30 kilometers and that was too much. So this will be either just on the limit or just over the limit, I guess, but let's find out. Alright, so we still managed to connect to Starlink. Let's find out what the speed is in this location. 55 milliseconds. And not really fast internet. So longer ping, longer latency or bigger latency, and much slower internet. Let's see what the upload does. The upload is still pretty okay with 26-25 megabits, but 55 milliseconds is the longest ping speed I've seen, and the download speed is well, it's a download speed, but it's nowhere near where it is supposed to be. So let's try that a second time for good measure. There we go. 34 millisecond ping speed, okay, that's good. And again we are moving to speeds of around 200 megabits. Upload speeds are okay as well, 30 megabits per second. So 188.29 with a ping speed of 34. So yeah, that's pretty good. Well, we're at the traffic lights, and as the first one for a change, so let's have some fun with a 75% state of charge. Woohoo! It never gets old. So there you have it. I managed to get 25 kilometers or 15 miles away from my house with Starlink and still get some pretty good connectivity. I also contacted Starlink support, which are basically the guys from SpaceX, and they told me, after some really hard nagging because they don't want to reveal much, if anything, about how Starlink works, but they told me that the cells are basically a 10-mile radius roughly. So I did manage to get to 15 miles, and when I did the previous test run, the supercharger in Ecamm, that was 30 kilometers, or I think that's about 18 miles from my home, and that didn't work anymore. So the boundary is between those 25 and 30 kilometers, or 15 and 18 miles. The reason why they do that, oh, the car thought I was running a red light, but it's just the overhead lights. But anyway, so the reason why they do that, they say, is at the moment to guarantee a correct service and that you get the proper speeds that you are paying for. And we are paying at the moment for 50 to 150 megabits per second, and we're getting constantly above the 150 mark. Sometimes I get to 300, but that has diminished now. Maybe there are some additional people on the network that share the load right now, or share the capacity, but I'm getting consistent 200 megabit per second download speeds, and between 30 and 40 megabit upload speeds. So yeah, that's a decent internet connection for people that don't have fiber net connectivity or gigabit speeds. So yeah, and that is what Starlink is intended for, not for the people that have those landlines and have good connectivity at the moment, but for the rural areas, for the areas in the Ardennes, like I did on the road trip last time, where there's only like ADSL, very slow internet speeds. So for those people, yes, Starlink is a very good option. For those that have FiberNet, that have gigabit download speeds and really good upload speeds, Starlink is just not needed. You're better off, and at the moment still cheaper off, with your fixed landline internet connectivity. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I really found it interesting to see how far we could actually take it, and now we have found out. And yeah, as usual, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and make sure you click that little bell icon so you don't miss out on any new videos. And for now, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.